What's up, guys? The Unknown Variable here, and today I'm going to be doing episode 4 of the Spigot / Bukkit coding tutorials. Today we're going to be working with GUIs and item stacks. What we're going to do is we're going to have an item that you can have players right-click, and it opens a GUI that we're going to make. So let's get started. Obviously, make our Java project. I'm going to call mine YouTube tutorial EP4. Okay, so first I'm gonna obviously build path, external jars. We're gonna add our spigot.jar back again, and after that, we're going to package. No, that's episode 1. Package me.darth31.tutorial. I'm going to make a main class, and then I'm going to make another class, which I'm going to call GUI. The GUI class is going to implement listener, and the main class is just going to extend Java plugin. Okay, so now we're going to do, like we always do, our add overrides and our enables and disables. Public void on disable. Okay, so now that we have those set up, we're going to go straight to the GUI class for a change. We're not going to really work with the main class. This is split screening 2 classes, which I'll actually be going over at a later time because it's going to be very useful. So I'm going to make a public static void. I'm going to call it open GUI, then parentheses capital P player, and then whatever you want to name it. So a static void is, we can do the name of our class, so GUI, so GUI dot open GUI player, and it'll run something. It's basically, we're making our own methods. So this method is going to open the GUI for the player. So let's get started. Capital I inventory. I'm going to call it inv equals bucket dot create inventory null 54, because we're going to make it, actually we'll do, should we do it the size of it? No, I'm going to do 27, because we want to make it the size of a single chest. Alright, so null means that it's nobody's inventory, so it generates just a random inventory we can work off of. 27 is the size of the inventory, and the thing in quotes we're going to put is the name of the GUI. I'm just gonna do it command center. So now we're going to start working with items. So to make an item, capital I, item, capital S, stack. Item stack, I'll call it, so we'll have a few commands. We'll have something that sets their game mode to creative. We'll have a command that broadcasts a message. And we will, I think that's good. And if the player's already in creative, the item that puts them to creative will put them to survival. So I'll show you how to change that. I'll do item stack game mode equals new item stack material.chest. So what that does is it's saying there's an item stack. You want to import org.bucket.inventory.itemStack, by the way. You go item stack game mode, an item stack called game mode equals a chest. Next, you need to go item meta. I'm going to call it game meta equals game mode dot get item meta. So with an item meta is basically all the properties of an item, so the lore, the name, everything. So what you want to do is, let's try game meta dot set display name chat color dot translate alternate color codes, and so we'll call it and A and L change game mode. We'll actually call this game mode S, and we'll call our next item game mode C. Just because we need 2 items. So change game mode, and we'll do. So in this episode, I'm going to focus on something called an array list. So you go like this: list string, just like that, List string. I'm going to call it slore equals new array list arrows string parentheses semicolon. So this is exactly what you think a list does. It stores, well, in this case, it stores strings because that's what we're telling it to store. So we're gonna add things. slore.add chat color.translate alternate color codes. So we're gonna set the lore of this item. So I'm gonna do and7 current game mode colon, and so this will be if you're in creative. So I'll do current game mode and e creative, and then I'm just gonna do slore.add chat color dot aqua dot toString. Basically, I'm adding a space to the lore because putting a toString with a color just generates it as nothing. And I want to do, instead of current game mode, I'm going to say switch to colon, and I'll do and e survival. And now I want another space. So now we're going to do game meta dot set lore, whatever you called your lore. So for me, it's slore. And then game mode s dot set. All right, so you want to do the name of your item dot set item meta, whatever you called your item meta. And so we're gonna set the slot. How the GUI works is the first slot in the GUI is number 0, so you got to work off of that. I'm gonna do inv dot set item. I want to set this kind of in the middle ish. So I think slot number 10 is gonna be good. Actually, no, 11, and the name of our item. So game mode S. But we're gonna leave that for now because actually, let's do this. We'll do it now. If player dot get game mode equals game mode dot creative. So if they're in creative mode. Next, else if player dot get game mode equals game mode dot survival, and we're going to set up the new item we are going to make. It's also going to be a chest, but it's obviously going to be a different chest because this chest will change your game mode to survival. I mean to creative. So the current game mode will be survival, and the game mode we're going to be changing to is creative. So let's change all the names because we just copy and pasted this. Game meta C, game mode C, and C lore. C lore there. Game meta C dot set item meta. Game mode C. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that's everything changed right there. So else if inv dot set item 11, we'll do game mode C. And now our last item, we said we wanted an item that broadcasts a message. We'll have, actually, you know what? We'll do something that mutes. No, yeah, just broadcast a message. So we're gonna paste that again. I'm just gonna call it. I'm gonna call the item message. I'm gonna call this the meta message meta, and the lore m lore. So let's change everything once again. Message meta, message meta, and let's see, is that good? Oh, did we change that up there? We did. Message that get item meta. Okay, so we're gonna call it and A and L broadcast message. Actually, I want it to be a map. You know, material.map. So we'll do we'll only make it one line, and actually I'm gonna have a space before the lore starts, just because it looks a little neater. So we'll do broadcast message. Yeah, we'll only do one line. So it says current game mode is creative, but we want to change that to. We'll change it to the message we're going to broadcast. So we want to change the lore to the message. What do we want to broadcast? How about we do and f plus player get name. Oh, you know what? We'll do this. And e broadcast Darth the player's name, Darth 81's, let's say, so plus player.get names. And e no, we'll keep it and f stats. So we'll just make some fake stats for that. And we'll do inv.set item 13 message. Okay, so that's our GUI, and we have a method to open the GUI, but we're never calling the method. And also, we're not actually doing anything, you know, when people click on the item. So under that method, I'm going to do @event_handler. And actually, instead of a public static, since we're only doing one class, just change the OpenGUI to public void. So @event_handler, public void, I'm going to call it onClick. And the type of event we're going to be using is inventory click event. And we're going to name an event like usual. Import all that. So we want to do player equals, it's not event.getPlayer. In this case, it's event.get who clicked. And you want to do if event.get who clicked instance of player. We actually did that in episode 1. We did an instance of. So if the person is a player, if the clicker is a player, and we have to cast that. So this code will only run if a player clicks the item in the slot. I don't really know how a mob or a non-human entity would click it, but if event.getCurrentItem, so that's the clicked item, .get you know what? No, we'll do if event.getCurrentItem .has item meta. You need to check if it has done item meta first, because if it doesn't, you'll get an error. Next, if event.getCurrentItem dot, and actually I'll just do item stack item equals event.getCurrentItem. I'll just do that just so we can write item instead of event.getCurrentItem. So we'll do over here if item dot get item meta dot get lore dot contains quote, and I'm going to do current game mode colon survival. So if the lore contains that the current game mode is survival, or actually, here's a better way. We could do if player.getGameMode equals game mode dot survival. So if their game mode is survival, if we could do end event dot get raw slot. So that's the slot that they clicked, equals 11. So if the slot's 11 and they're in survival, player dot set game mode dot creative. And now I'm just going to send them a message. Player dot send message game mode updated thanks to the GUI exclamation point. I'm going to copy and paste this if statement just because we only need to change the game modes around. So else if they're in creative mode, set them to survival. Okay. Next, I'm going to do another else if, but we're going to get rid of the, you know what, no, we'll just do if event I get raw slot equals 13. Now let's broadcast some stats. I'm not going to do colors. There's no real reason for it, so I'm going to do, we'll broadcast it. So Bukkit.broadcast message quotes player.getName plus player.getName plus player.getName stats wins, let's say wins dash 1 deaths 3 kills 4. Some stats, why not? Alright, and now the last thing we need is when somebody right clicks an item, we want to open the GUI. So under that, you want another @event handler called public void on punch, I'll just call it. And it's player interact event. And I'm going to call it event. Import those. Player equals event.getPlayer. Just like usual. So we'll open it whenever a player right-clicks any type of stick, or if they right-clicked, we'll do a named arrow. So if player dot get item in hand dot equals no, you want to do if player dot get item in hand dot get type dot equals material dot stick. So if it's a stick, open GUI player. We'll do open GUI player. We'll play a little sound too. Player.play sound. Player.getLocation, comma, capital S sound. I'll do bat underscore takeoff. 10, 1. 10 is the volume, 1 is the pitch. So we can do else if player.get item in hand has item meta and player.get item in hand get item meta get display name equals quotes. We'll do open GUI, another 2 and signs, and player.get item in hand get type equals, we'll do material arrow. So if all of those parameters are met, we're going to open the GUI with a different sound. We'll do sound.levelup. I don't think I have my sound recording right now, my game sound, but when you test it, you'll be able to hear it. So now that we have all of that set up, let's go into our main, get server, .get plugin manager, .register events, new GUI, comma this, and put the parentheses after the class. There we go. Now all we need is a plugin YML. So new file, you know the drill already, but I'll still do it. Plugin YML, name colon, I'll call it YTGUI, main me dot Darth Teddy 1 dot tutorial dot main, author the undefined variable, version 1.0. Alright, so let's refresh our project and let's do export jar file, plugin YML, and export it as EP4. Alright, there we go, guys. So I'm going to start up my server and I'll see you in game. Okay, so big mistake on my part. I actually forgot to open the GUI at the end of the method. So the bottom of open GUI, you want to do player.openInventory, whatever you named your inventory. So inv is what I named it. What do you mean? Oh, player.openInventory. So yeah, I don't know what I had it as before, but there we go. Open inventory. Refresh it a bunch. Export. Next. Alright, so I'm going to go in game because I need to overwrite the other file. So I just reloaded and let's check out the GUI. So right click with a stick or punch with a stick. Here we go. Command center. Map. The unknown map part is just part of a map. Broadcast Darth 31 stats. Let's click that. So you see I actually picked it up. I'll show you how to cancel that in 1 second. But Darth 31's wins and stats. So current game mode, creative, switch to survival. Game mode updated thanks to the GUI. Right click it again. Current game mode survival, switch to create. Oh, I wrote create, not creative, but we'll change that. Back in the code, I'm going to show you what you want to do right here. You want to, in the inventory click event, so we need another if statement. If event.getInventory.getTitle.equals what we named our GUI. So I'm going to call it command center. Open it and make sure your whole code from the click is in this. So from there, make sure that's all inside of this if statement. And what you want to do, you just type event.setCancelledTrue. So what that does is that cancels you actually picking up the item. So I'm going to export this again and show you that feature. Okay, so I just loaded the new jar. Let's do a reload. And you see here, click it. It doesn't let me. And you see I'm in survival. Now I'm in creative. Now I'm in survival, creative, survival, creative. It's not actually updating the item because I'm not updating the inventory. But if I would close it, see current game on survival, switch to creative. Current game on creative, switch to survival. And the stats work. So there you go. You see I can't open it. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed episode 4 of Bukkit Coding Tutorials, please leave a like. Don't forget to comment below what you want me to what you want to see me do next, because I'll take suggestions. I don't really have a particular order I'm gonna go in. Anyways, guys, code is in the description, and I'll see you next time.